Look at the knockdown, the first one. It's a counter shot after Montiel scored with a right hand.
Yeah, Montiel was putting the pressure on, but I said he had to be careful because this kid is dangerous. So he follows with a right hand, he check hooks him off of the right hand with a beautiful left hook, something that Montiel never saw coming.
And I was surprised that Russell Mora let it continue. Because Montiel was rolling around on the ground.
Yeah, but you got to give the champ that type of respect, you know? You got to give him that much respect.
Perfect counter shot by Nonito Donaire.
The first time I seen this kid box, I told him he was something special. He was my new top pound-for-pound fighter, and he proved tonight why I thought that.
Yeah, Roy, you were talking him up all week, and you see it again. There's the right from Montiel and the counter left hand. Now, you saw Montiel rolling around on the canvas. His legs were kicking, but he did get up, and Russell Mora let it continue.
And that says a lot about Montiel to show you how game he is, because most fighters never would have got back to their feet after going down like that and performing on the floor the way he did. So you have to take your hat off and say a lot about Montiel. He's a great fighter, a great champion.
And Russell Mora watched 2 punches land. You see Montiel still looks out of it, a left and a right, and Russell Mora then steps in and allows no further damage.
And really, he took those 2 punches pretty good to be as hurt as he was.
Official time of the stoppage. Here's Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, a series of uncontested blows obligates referee Russell Mora to step in and stop this bout with an official time of 2 minutes, 25 seconds of round number 2. The winner, by way of technical knockout, and now the new WBC and WBO bantamweight champion of the world, the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire.
Impressive performance by the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire. Let's take a look at the total punch numbers as compiled by CompuBox. Total punches first. Donaire landed 17 of 61, 28%. Montiel actually landed at a higher percentage, but the power shots, Donaire landed some big shots, including obviously that counter left hand that knocked down Montiel in round number 2. 15 of 30, 50%. He was quicker, faster, and stronger. Max is in the ring with Nonito Donaire.
Nonito Donaire. Oh my God. What just happened?
Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone out here for supporting this fight. Sa lahat ng mga Pilipino dito, maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. And to all the Mexicans who showed up as well, thank you guys for supporting this fight. You know, I just came out there believing what I had, this talent that God has given me. You know, actually, I predicted this second round knockout. I think it was second round, like 3 months ago.
He seemed to be finding his rhythm a little bit in the second round, right before you knocked him out. Can you talk about that?
That rhythm was given because I wanted to see that exactly what I did. I just wanted to see how his body was, how where his head was gonna be, and that's when I timed it. I mean, you know, you have to take some in order for you to gain some knowledge.
So you're operating in the matrix, everything is slowed down for you?
Pretty much, that's what I keep telling everybody, but people think I'm crazy because I can see it that way in that ring. And that's why I knew exactly what was gonna happen, where he was gonna be at, and definitely I did it.
Nonito, we did a feature on you and your father before the show. A lot has been made about the fact that you had to strike out on your own and become your own man. How do you feel about that now?
I mean, I think God has his plan, and I will just have faith in God's plan. But, you know, I am thankful that I have everybody in my corner. You know, I got Robert Garcia, Jonathan Peñalosa, Michael Basil, Cameron Duncan, and most of all, Victor and Remy Kurchemny. They're just fabulous, and I love them to death. And most of all, my wife. Thank you so much. I love you, baby.
Now, you can stick around and beat up the bantamweights and the junior bantamweights as you've been doing your whole career. You're only lost. You're in your second pro fight, essentially undefeated. Or you could move up and target some bigger and better game Juan Manuel Lopez and Gamboa come to mind. They've been talked about for each other, but what about for you?
I think that I want to be undisputed in this weight class, and if that doesn't happen, I got my trust and faith in Cameron Duncan. And if that's 122, let's go. If that's 126, let's go. I think that it keeps me moving. It keeps me be the best of who I am, and most of all, the people that supported me. I thank them so much.
Pound for pound is made a lot of in boxing. Floyd Mayweather is inactive. Sergio Martinez has a tough assignment ahead. If he doesn't win it, it's you and Manny Pacquiao, Pacquiao and you, on the top of the list. Can you talk about how you feel about the fact that he is Filipino and you are Filipino-American?
I believe that Pacquiao has given me this opportunity, and I always will thank him for that. You know, I don't mind being number 2, and definitely, you know, that's a fantasy. But if it goes to that, it's the best against the best, and you know what? It's good for boxing. Why not? But you know.
Are you saying that you would one day want to fight Manny Pacquiao?
No, no way, no way. Like I said, I have the utmost respect for Manny. You know, like I said, I don't mind being number 2. I'm happy being number 2 if that's what people call me. I am here and I'm blessed, and I just have the best people around me, and I'm happy, and that makes me number 1 in them.
Well, you're certainly number 1 so far in everyone you've fought. And we look forward very much to seeing you again in the near future.
I hope so, I hope so. And thank you guys so much for giving me this opportunity, Bob, Top Rank, and everyone, WBO and WBC, thank you guys. I got you guys' stuff now, and it's gonna be hanged with utmost respect.
The electrifying Nonito Donaire. Bob?
All right, thank you very much, Max. Now, we wanted to talk to Fernando Montiel as he lost his 2 belts, but he was taken to the back there. The doctors want to check him out just to make sure that his health is okay, so we were not able to get a word in with Fernando Montiel, who was stopped in round number 2 by Nonito Donaire's counter left hand. He was whisked to the back area. He'll be checked out by the doctors, ringside physicians, just to make sure that he's okay, because it was a devastating punch that knocked him down. And Roy, first of all, talk a little bit about what you saw out of Donaire and where you see him heading.
Well, what you see out of Donaire is a guy who's really studied the sport. His father did a great job giving him a great foundation. Now he's moved on and stepped into his own world, which he knew he would have to do one day in order to achieve what God has given him. God has blessed this kid with wonderful talent, and his talent that's beyond what his family can understand right now. So I'm glad to see him take advantage of that talent that God gave him and move on and make big steps, which means he had to step away, step out on faith, depend on God, and move forward and become who God meant for him to be. So I think he's, in my book, pound for pound, the second guy on the list, right under Manny Pacquiao.
And for the first time in almost 5 years, Fernando Montiel loses a fight. He hadn't lost since May of 2006. He showed you a lot the way he got up, didn't he?
He showed me a whole lot. And with that pound for pound, that's because Floyd is not active right now. So since he's not active, that's why this kid would be number 2. Yeah, Montiel showed a whole lot of guts by getting up from a shot like that and still coming back. And the 2 shots that Donaire hit him with didn't really bother him that bad, being as hurt as he was already. But the first shot caught him by surprise. He never saw it coming, and those are the ones that do the most damage.
Roy, great having you on Boxing After Dark, buddy.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Well, it really, you know, 15 years of Boxing After Dark, and 11 years ago on this very night, February the 19th, Morales, Marcos Antonio Barrera. And what a performance by Nonito Donaire. And don't forget, at 147 pounds tonight, the great effort by Mike Jones, as he was able to win a unanimous decision against Jesus Soto Caras. Caras as game as they come. We're joined here at ringside by 140-pounder Timothy Bradley, who a couple of weeks ago had the win against Devin Alexander, 2 of the best in the division, squaring off. Have you dealt with sort of the fallout from that fight in the fact that you won, but people wanted more?
Well, you know, styles make fights, and you know what, we expected a lot of fireworks in that fight, but you know, it didn't happen, you know, due to the styles. You know, I came to fight, you know, I brought the fight and took the fight to Devin Alexander. Everybody's seen that, but you know, like I said, the styles make fights. I mean, he didn't come to fight. All
right, so when are we going to see you in the ring again?
You probably see me in the ring July 23rd. Don't miss it. I hopefully get Khan in the ring with me. So Khan, stop running, man. It's time to get it on, baby. Stop running. Stop running out there, Khan.
All right, Timothy, good seeing you, buddy.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, Timothy Bradley joining us here at ringside. Joined again here at ringside by Max Kellerman. Max,
every time you turn around, there's a new guy standing there, Bob.
It's amazing. It's really cool. First of all, Donaire, and all the billing, all the hype, and I think he exceeded it tonight.
Yeah, and it's sort of, I understand it's kind of silly to always talk pound for pound, and there's, you know, what's the objective criteria, and why don't we just focus on the division? I really do think, though, that there are 4 fighters in boxing different from the rest. Mayweather, who's kind of retired. Pacquiao, obviously, of all the active fighters. Sergio Martinez must not be overlooked. He fights one killer after another and does nothing but win. And Nonito Donaire is right in that class. That guy's a star.
Well, 15 years of celebrating HBO's Boxing After Dark, and what a great way to kick off year number 16 with the 2 fights that we had here tonight in Las Vegas. Mike Jones, a gutty win, and Nonito Donaire showing his brilliance with that counter left hand that dropped Fernando Montiel. The fight stopped in round number 2. Well, if you missed any of tonight's telecast, you can catch it in its entirety at the dates and times listed below. For more boxing updates, there are now lots of places to go. HBO's Facebook page, HBO's Twitter feed, and as always, HBO.com. Go to our website now to sign up for the official HBO boxing newsletter. Also go to HBO.com starting Monday for new installments of Ring Life, focusing on Mexican rising star Saul Alvarez. Coming up next on HBO, stay tuned for The Losers. So for our entire Boxing After Dark crew, I'm Bob Papa saying so long from Las Vegas, Nevada.
This has been a presentation of HBO Sports.